Welcome, brothers and sisters, to a Lenten journey with the saints, day 30. Saint Bridget of Sweden will guide us through today's reflection. She says, "We must show love for those who do evil to us and pray for them. Nothing is dearer or more pleasing to God than this." Two words stand out for me when I read this phrase, that we must, and the next one is pleasing to God. Why would she say that we must? Is this just an empty moralism, that we should behave well, or there is something deeper in that? All of us at one point or another, or maybe even right now when you're listening to this video presentation, we were or are God's enemies. Can you picture yourself in this theme of being God's enemy because of our way of thinking, deciding, acting, neglecting? A lot of our things we are running into and we find in ourselves and in our daily lives that really are not pleasing to God. But since we go with a great speed, we are like a bulldozer, going, hitting things left and right, thinking they don't really matter that much. But if we could have God's light of truth applied to our lives and our hearts, and had our thorough scan of our lives done inside out, I could tell you that would be scary. In many of those occasions, we would turn out to be God's enemies. Once I heard this example. If Saint Francis of Assisi, also Saint Bridget of Sweden, were to come and dwell with us, live with us, after a period of time, they might ask us, "Hey, what religion do you practice? What is your denomination?" And we would say proudly, "I'm a Roman Catholic." But for real, I mean, are you voodoo representative and practitioner, or some Tibetan religious member, or maybe syncretic or Muslim religion member? What are you following? "No, I'm a Catholic." "You're following Jesus Christ like us?" "Yeah," you would say. So, if you're following Jesus Christ, what did this comment mean? Or that action that you applied, or this behavior of yours the other day? These did not reflect our Master's spirit. What spirit do you have? What religion do you practice? What is critical is for us to understand that in other religions, the love of the enemies, praying for our persecutors, does not exist. A friend of mine had a conversation with the Tibetan religion representative or a member, and that one said, "Yes, we are taught to embrace the whole world, all the animals, and make ourselves one with them." And this Catholic missionary said, "And I was taught by my Master Jesus Christ to love my enemies." And that Tibetan monk was shocked. "You were taught that? To love your enemies? Why?" "Because we were God's enemies, and maybe still are, as I said at the beginning. And it is God the Father who makes the rain fall on good and bad alike, and makes the sun rise on good and bad alike." But wait a minute, let's not quickly categorize ourselves among the goodies, because as I just said, maybe there is still a lot of stuff within us that would make us classified in the other category, in the evil ones. We're loved by God unconditionally and freely. And the reason we are here right now is because someone prayed for us. Saint Bridget of Sweden says, pray for them. Like Venerable Cardinal Van Thuan, the Vietnamese martyr cardinal who spent years in prison, and he prayed for his persecutors. You would not find any saint who did not pray for his persecutors. And here is a point that we can reflect on when we hear about those radical actions, words, and behaviors of the saints. We tend to think, maybe not right away out loud, it's a little excessive. That's rather extremistic approach to life. Really, maybe we are playing on the wrong team. We are not followers of Christ in word and deed if we get scandalized sometimes, or maybe get taken aback by how the saints, the true Christians, acted in the face of persecutions and their enemies and other tribulations that were coming from those who hated them. Christ loved us sinners when we were still helpless and powerless and weak. Unconditionally, He loved us and bestowed His forgiveness upon us. As Saint Bridget helps us to understand, it is necessary to pray for those who do evil to us, to pray for them, because that's pleasing to God. Today's task will be to spend time in prayer that would motivate us also in our actions, and make a list, enumerate from 5 to 10 people, from those who are closest to you, your relatives probably, and those beyond, and make a conscious reflection on how God loved you first, unconditionally and freely, and how many times Christ has forgiven you, so that you may bestow this forgiveness and love on those who find themselves on that list. Spend this time in a conscious and real way, honestly praying one by one. Lord, teach me to be your disciple, to love my enemies, to pray for them. That's the first step. Let me not despise them, but rather please bestow your grace of forgiveness, of conversion, because probably they are also struggling a big time, or maybe they are even better than us. Who knows? In different areas of their lives, they might be more honest, more conscientious, more generous. I met a lot of people who, not being Christians, yet they displayed virtues that I was amazed by. But here is a point. If we are Christ followers and we are following Him to the cross, where He prayed for His enemies, He loved those who did harm to Him. He did not pay evil to evil. We are called to be Jesus' followers, His disciples, and therefore today we spend time praying for our enemies. Or if you think you don't have any, those who are hard to love, who are difficult, whom you cannot deal with in an open relationship of an open heart. Brothers and sisters, God bless you as we continue our Lenten journey with the saints.